say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets rang aloud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner get away o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ace! Upward! March!
Thank you. You may be seated, and thank you, Chloe Chanel, for singing our national anthem for us. And now I would like to ask Lieutenant Colonel White to come and speak for us at our Veterans Day Assembly.
Just so everybody knows, that was not the first time in my life I've been told to sit down by the principal. SS Dixon Intermediate School, thank you very much and good morning. Students, faculty, staff, parents, administration, and especially the veterans and the honored guests we have here with us today. Thank you for being here and thank you for the warm welcome. And I'm really honored to be here speaking on behalf of everybody up here on such an important occasion. Really like being part of this Veterans Day ceremony, this gathering that we have. And I'd like to start by saying special thanks to Ms. Martin for inviting me to be here and for all her incredible support over the last year or so. We really do appreciate it as a military family that is transient and comes and goes. It's always nice to feel like that we have a home, and we truly feel like we have that here in Pace. I'd also like to thank Ms. Mosley, who really gave me this opportunity, kind of gave me the gouge I needed to make sure I kind of almost pulled this off well. Okay, enough of that stuff. I think it's very important to start by elaborating on the meaning and significance of Veterans Day. Also known as Armistice Day previously, it's a day, as Mrs. Martin said, that honors, memorializes, and celebrates the sacrifices of service members, the veterans, the heroes of the United States military. November 11th marks the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that was done in 1918, which was basically a treaty between the Germans and the Allied forces after World War I that ended the war, World War I itself. A year later, on November 11th, 1919, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed Armistice Day, which is now known as Veterans Day, which is the national holiday that we're going to be celebrating this weekend. I'd like to share with you a very powerful and timeless quote made by President Wilson 93 years ago that is still ringing true, at least to many of us today. He said, "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the Council of Nations." We're here today to honor those heroes that made that possible and that continue to make that possible, to remember their achievements, their courage, their dedication, and to say thank you for their sacrifices. Each service member takes an oath of office or promise when he or she enters the military and reaffirms that oath by their actions on a daily basis. Military oaths go way back to the ancient Roman times, where soldiers pledged loyalty to a specific general for a specific campaign. So it was to one person for one thing. After that campaign ended, the oath or that promise no longer applied. In about 100 BC, it changed, and the Romans had a professional military at that point. And that oath that that person took when they entered that military service was good for 20 years, until the end of their service. Since then, this custom of taking an oath or making a promise has continued to expand. In the United States, the oaths were part of life from the early colonial days. In 1620, when the Mayflower came and landed on our shores there, they had the Mayflower Compact, which served as the oath or pledge between the people that were coming over here and the king, King James at the time. And they agreed to work together. That was their promise. Didn't always work out so well, but that's okay. As settlers established colonies, more people developed these types of oaths or promises amongst each other. Often, again, it was loyalty to an individual or to a family. While developing the oath of office for military service members, the oath evolved and became more to represent more than that, more than a simple or ceremonial formality. It provided overarching guidance on how we, as service members, are to conduct ourselves. The first official oath of office for U.S. military members under the Constitution was established on 1 June 1789. The oath begins with a public statement of personal commitment. Military service members must take responsibility for their actions. It then continues with a promise to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, not a king, a family, or a specific group, but our Constitution, one of the things that makes our nation great. Our oath demands that we defend our way of life against all enemies. It requires we work together in the pursuit of the best solutions for our nation to any problem that it faces. Maintaining integrity and honor is implicit in that oath or that promise. It must guide us when we face conflicts of interest and hard choices. And finally, there has to be sincerity in the duties of military service in good faith with the aid of the highest power recognized. All right, now this is going to be the fun part. I'm going to need 3 volunteers. One from the red, one from the white, and one from the blue. So, okay, right up front, you. Come on up. Yeah, you got it. White, over there on the end, with the red hair. Yeah, that's you. And red, you got the red hair. I need the white hair. No. How about you in the very back, the tall guy with the brown hair? I tell you, if you move, it's probably going to be you. There you go. All right, come on up. All right. Let's step right over here. How you doing? What's your name? Ethan. Okay, great. Okay. Here's what the oath of office sounds like. I need you guys to see him right here. Oh. Okay. Test 1, 2. Are we good? In the back? All right. Okay. So I hope you guys got really good memories, at least short-term memories. So I'm going to give you a couple words that you're going to repeat after me. What I want you to do, this is kind of what we do every time, you know, every year, every couple of years, but everybody does this, and every service has it a little bit different, but I'm going to give you the Marine Corps one that I know, okay? And so what I want you to do is raise your right hand, okay? And this is like kind of making a promise, and I want you to repeat after me, okay? I'm going to break it down into little pieces. So first thing I want you to do is say I, and then say your name. Do solemnly swear, that's an okay swear, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. You guys are doing great. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. told me. All right. Congratulations.
Wait a minute.
All right, so that's the oath of office. That's the promise. And every service has a similar promise that they make. It's not to a king or to a family, like I said. It's to support and defend our Constitution. And that's really important to each and every one of us. I really appreciate my volunteers coming up. I wish I could have got everybody up here, but I'll be hanging around a little bit afterwards if you want to come up, and I'll swear you in. I think we got a couple recruiters maybe out in the audience too. But check with your parents first. You got to be 18. All right, so thank you. You guys did really well. It sure is a lot of words, isn't it? But they mean a lot of really important things to everybody. I'd like the service members who are here today, if they can, to please stand. Real quick, we've got everybody up here. I think we've got a couple in the back as well. Thank you very much for coming out. These are the real heroes. I'm getting a little Thank you for answering the call of duty, for your great service to this country. Your contributions are meaningful and awe-inspiring. You've made our armed forces the most respected in the world. I'm humbled to be in your presence, to stand by your side, and to follow in your footprints. Thank you again. You guys please be seated. Now I'd like to ask the family members of any service member to stand. Whether that's your mom or your dad, if you have a brother or a sister, an aunt or uncle, a son or a daughter. If you have anybody that's in your family that you consider family in the military, I want you to stand up right now. All right. Hey, that's great. All right. Hey, real quick. I know you've lived through some difficult times. I know we've missed a lot of things. Whether it was your first goal in soccer, your first touchdown, your first band concert, thank you for allowing us to be there when we could be there. Today, as it's been for 11 years, our country's been at war. You've carried this burden with you, and you've carried it well. And thank you for allowing us to be there when we could. All right. All right, you guys can be seated, please. The service members we honor today come from all walks of life, and they share several fundamental qualities. They possess honor, courage, commitment, selfless dedication to duty, integrity. All these qualities are needed to serve a cause that's greater than just themselves. They do the right thing, just like you should, just like you do, all the time, even when nobody's looking. You have to understand, nobody goes to war because they love fighting. They're called to be part of something bigger than themselves. They're ordinary people who respond in extraordinary ways. They rise to the nation's call because they want to protect all the great things that this nation has given them, that it has given us so very much. Many Americans have fought and died on the battlefield, here in far-off places to defend our freedoms and our way of life. Today our service members continue to make the ultimate sacrifices and still continue to step forward and say, I'm ready to serve. Hopefully all of you notice that there is a chair in the front stage here with a wreath on it. This symbol is to remind us to especially honor the men and women who have sacrificed their lives defending our freedom. They can't be here with us today, but I know I won't ever forget them, and I know you won't either. Sunday, people throughout the country gather to remember veterans, to honor and to say thank you. I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of this Veterans Day Assembly. To say thank you to SS Dixon Intermediate School for all the service and support that I could possibly ask for. Semper Fidelis. Okay, next, we're going to go ahead and do the Armed Forces Salute. Veterans, my brothers in arms, if you hear your service's melody and you can, please stand when they play that. Turn it over to you.